lot of games on this field throughout the day, and whenever not only you have accumulation of games, you do have the rain, that's going to affect things. And how much it'll affect things is up to the players, frankly, is are you going to choose to let it affect you? Or are you going to push through it, and are you going to play through the conditions of regardless of what they are? But I think the important thing is keeping your footing in tonight's game.
Well, this is a game where Linn-Mar is going to try to get by Valley again. They lost to them 2-0 in the quarterfinals last year. Valley then went on to defeat Northwest in overtime, made it to the title game where they lost to Bettendorf. So this is one of those hurdles, so to speak, for Linn-Mar to get over to advance here in the state tournament, having met them in losing last year in the same matchup.
Yeah, I think absolutely it's a hurdle. It's, when you face a team multiple times, and even if you can't seem to get over that hump the first time, you have some encouragement, but you also have a massive chip on your shoulder going into that second game, knowing you couldn't get it done the first time, and just that desire to get the rubber match.
Well, we're ready, I think, for our starting lineups here.
In today's quarterfinal matchup, first the non-starters and the assistant coaches for Linn-Mar. Number 0, Dana Starmer. Number 5, Chloe Deschamps. Number 6, Avery Deschamps. Number 7, Vanessa Cormier. Number 8, Amelia Ott. Number 9, Sophia Hamlin. Number 14, Claire Lorenz. Number 17, Lillian Pullman. And number 24, Ella Bricker. The assistant coaches are Becky Linton, Stephanie Merritt, Alex Berger, and Daryl Widener. Now let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for Valley. Number 2, Summer Schickel. Number 4, Sophia Costello. Number 5, Evelyn Rubino. Number 6, Easton Lip. Number 8, Finley Rivera. Number 11, Kendall Peach. Number 20, Holly Fess. Number 22, Lila Wentz. Number 24, Tani Schickel. Number 25, Lauren Gasher.
Like a weird buzz in my ear.
The assistant coaches are Mackenzie Ayers, Andrea Swanson, and Gabby Terry Ortiz. And now, finally, our starters. First for Linn-Mar. Number 0, Paisley Baker. Number 1, Carly Sorg. Number 2, Maya Recker. Number 3, Harley Keitel. Number 4, Mariska Hagensick. Number 10, Aubrey Luck. Number 12, Eden Hofer. Number 13, Abby Roberts. Number 18, Drea Kearns. Number 20, Hannah Friedman. Number 23, Sophia Romero. Head coach for Linn-Mar, Hannah Clark. Now let's meet the starters for West Des Moines Valley. 00, Amanda Pascal. Number 3, Nora Fogarty. Number 7, Sabrina Rogers. Number 9, Rachel Wyrup. Number 10, Eleanor Stone. Number 12, Dakota Cochran. Number 13, Ava Hall. Number 14, Mia Kate Morrow. Number 17, Kayla Schoen. Number 18, Olivia Rotich. Number 21, Morgan Nichols. The head coach for West Des Moines Valley, Rob Chapman. Ladies and gentlemen, our officials for tonight's game. Hars Hutich. The AR1 is Brian Watkins. AR2, Dan Stuber. And the fourth official, Jason Magruder. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for state tournament soccer.
And we're ready for state tournament soccer here. Darn Danielson, Tom Campbell, and always talk about him getting off to a good start. It sounds so easy, but in these games, if you come out and you sneak in a goal early, get that lead, it just puts a little more pressure on a team.
Absolutely. I think the first 5 to 10 minutes are critical. In nearly every game we've seen on this field today, excluding the previous Waukee Northwest game, a goal's been scored within the first 10 minutes, generally by the higher seed, and that just sets the tone. In a game like this, tone setting is important because you're going to be able to get into the head of your opponent, and mental issues pop up in high-pressure games.
Especially, too, if you're Valley, the higher seed, and Linn-Mar, we mentioned it last year, lost to Valley, but you look at it, Rob Chapman, 490 and 89 in 30 years at Valley. Their boys coach just hit 600 wins. Rob will likely hit 500. That tells you the kind of soccer, stuff they do over there at Valley. And then Linn-Mar, Hannah Clark, 31-2 in 2 years at Linn-Mar. So she's had a pretty good run there as coach.
Only one of those 2 losses coming against Valley. Should be a very exciting one.
And Valley in the dark uniforms, the black with the orange numbers, they'll kick it off here. And comes in there, Sabrina Rogers. It's behind her. Now they'll bring it out. Up the sideline, Aubrey Luck. Up the sideline with Schoen right next to her. Luck down the corner, sends it across. Inside, now back up top and rattles around and cleared out of there. Valley up quick outside. Now back the other way for Linn-Mar and back to the keeper.
Really attacking from Linn-Mar there. That's the Lions showing that they're going to play this entire game if they can inside of Valley's own half, and they're prepared to bring it to the Tigers as soon as possible.
Pascal, only 5 goals given up, 95.7% save percentage, which is pretty good for the Tigers. This one comes out and will go to Linn-Mar. Early into their own half, trying to get something going there. They come up, Carly Sword sends it up ahead. Now up the right side, and that'll go out.
One thing Linn-Mar needs to do in this half is use the wind. It's been a pretty heavy breeze all day, and it's not getting any lighter.
And that's going to be a corner kick. Our Channel Seed's a corner kick. And hence Channel Seed is here to help farmers like you up your game and rise to the challenge. Learn more at channel.com. Here's the corner kick from Linn-Mar. And up high, not really in there. And I think the wind did have a little bit of an issue. And then there's an offside call on the far side against Linn-Mar. And that breeze has come up here once again.
Thing with the breeze is playing in the run of play, you're going to get the benefits. You're going to be able to kick it longer. You're going to have some boost. But on corners, playing it back into it, it'll make it tougher. The ball's going to float, and it's not necessarily going to find the target you want it to.
It seems like the way Valley's going that way to the north has been a big issue with the wind today. But if you keep it flat on those goal kicks, you got a chance. Just almost getting by now. Valley tries to stop it and turn it. Mia Kate Morrow up the sideline. Good battle there with Sophia Romero. And Linn-Mar comes out of there with the ball. Send it outside. Drea Kern. Now back toward the middle, knocked away by Valley. On the run goes Maya Recker. Recker taking it down toward the corner. Valley rips it away. Now they'll come back up the other way, down the line to Sabrina Rogers. Rogers drops it, pulls it back. Now spins around, gets by 2 defenders. Rogers up the right sideline. On the way Rogers now takes it inside, fires across, header, no. Man, Rogers, a great individual effort to get it inside there. And then for the shot. And now playing in that corner. They're going to throw it in. Crossed again, and just a little wide. Valley back in front of the goal. There's Rogers, and that one is high. And a goal kick. So Valley turning up the pressure here.
Absolutely, and I think they saw Linn-Mar punch first, and they're like, we're going to punch back. Unable to find the net, but they've shown what their bread and butter is so far in that game, getting wide and playing balls into the box.
Here comes Aubrey Luck. Has it knocked away by Schoen, and Schoen's going to be called for the foul.
Nothing vicious there, just a bang-bang play where a little stronger than you thought it would be on that collision.
And Mariska Hagensick will set it up. And kind of rattles around in there, and Freya Kern gets possession. Taking it down, trying to go down toward the corner, turn it now, battle over there and a push, and a little too aggressive. Looks like the second overtime is winded down. We might go to kicks over there. On the other field.
It could be happening, in penalty kicks and win like this are just about a goalkeeper's worst nightmare.
And I've asked a couple coaches, if you don't take them during the season and you get to the state tournament, you haven't taken any, how does that? And, well, we work on it. They didn't think it would impact it, but I think it might. A little more pressure. Here, Linn-Mar with it, Recker. And no, taken away by Valley. Valley up ahead. Mia Kate Morrill. Mia Kate Morrill outside to Roger. Nope, back into the middle. Rodich with it. I thought she was going to head it to the right, but kept it back in there. Rodich now trying to spin it around. And she gets pushed down.
A little shove to the back there from the sword.
Not a great place to commit a foul, right?
Absolutely not. I think that's such a dangerous position for Valley that, this is something where they can go towards net or they can play it in, try to find a shot off across. Options here for the Tigers.
And Fogarty is going to set it up. Fogarty spins it in toward the goal, headed up over the goal, or is it in? No, over.
Hard to tell. I think it came down just on the backside of that net.
Worked over the back, it'll be a goal kick, and Linn-Mar puts it into play quickly. They're going to try to race up the field on the counter quick. Oh, up the left side, or right side, excuse me. Now back to the middle. And Hofer had possession for a minute. Now Valley clears it back out, and here it comes. Oh! Right into the camera.
Right off one of our cameras and near here.
Now, I've done a game on that field. Does the ball come at it that much over there as it has here today?
Oh, I don't know. Oh.
I think it did break his tripod.
As I told Austin in our last game, I played goalkeeper in high school, so kind of just ball comes
and you
at
didn't
me
die
whenever,
for that one? Come on, man.
Whenever I'm on a soccer field.
There's the throw up the line. And kept the line by Kern. Now into the middle. Stone can't handle it. I'll back up. and the keeper will come up. Paisley Baker.
I think Linn-Mar could do more is look for their striker in Abby Roberts. 36 goals and 16 assists, leading the team in both categories. A dynamic player that can change the game, especially when you're a lower seed.
Sabrina Rogers with it. Likes that right corner. Comes back over across, and that's going to be wide. And Paisley Baker just breathed a sigh of relief there. And we're going to kicks over there. Here comes Linn-Mar. Up the middle, here we go. Through the defense, long kick outside. Can she run to it? Nope, a little too much. Good idea, but too much mustard on there.
That's where that wind's going to come into play. You try to send one deep, get a little too under it, and all of a sudden it's out of bounds.
Had Abby Roberts out on the right side, but Roberts said, I'm not quite that fast. Here we go again, right toward our other camera. What are you guys, ball magnets over there, or camera people? Man.
Ankeny has scored their first penalty. I believe they took first.
Battle there, good job, turn it around. Sophia Romero. That one's up. They're laughing, but they don't know any damage to the camera comes out of their paycheck. So, you know, but here's Linn-Mar, slides it outside. Mia Recker. She tries to push it up ahead. It's knocked into the bench over there for Linn-Mar. Tried to lob down toward the corner. Didn't get there, though. Valley. Battling. Turned it. Good job, Aubrey Luck. Now sends it back toward the middle. And they'll drop it back. Big boomer toward the keeper, and she goes up and gets it as Abby Roberts was bearing down on her. But Pascal hauls it in.
Pascal did well there. It's very difficult in this what it can only be considered wet conditions because we're not in rain anymore.
No, but it's kind of mushy. You can kind of see the
dirt. The ball's still slick, and it's still going to skip off the grass.
You just don't know how true the bounce is going to be. They slot it outside. Now back into the middle and cleared out of there as Eleanor Stone sent it across. Linn-Mar trying to turn that one back around. Now Valley lobs it up ahead. Rogers, and the keeper comes and smothers it. As Sabrina Rogers, the freshman, was coming in, and Paisley Baker dives on it. Bouncing kick bounces by everybody. But Roberts takes control, sends it at the keeper. She takes a tough hop and smothers it. Wow, good job to go to her knees and make the shield on that one.
Absolutely, and I don't think the praises of Amanda Pascal can be sung high enough after a shot like that. It looks so simple from the crowd, a ball headed right at your feet, but in sloppy condition, it's going to skip. You just have to drop. Well done just to get herself in front of it.
Now we have some IMT insurance substitutions. Learn how you can be worry-free at IMTIMS.com. Several substitutions in for Valley.
Substitutions for West Des Moines Valley. Number 2, Summer Schickel. Number 4, Sophia Costello. Number 5, Evelyn Rubino.
Rubino and Costello.
Tani Schickel.
And Schickel in. Tani Schickel. And that kick goes out wide. And it'll go back to Linn-Mar.
I believe it is 3-3 in the shootout over on the other field.
We go through the round, and then if there's no, then you go back through, right?
You'll go through the entire 11 that was on the field at the end of the game, and then even to the goalkeeper sometimes. And then if you can't find a winner.
And they're both pointing, but they're going to say it's Linn-Mar ball here.
Waukee has just saved one of Ankeny's penalties. I don't know if that was the 4th or the 5th, but appears massive opportunity.
Which would set up if Waukee comes out, a Waukee Northwest matchup.
We haven't seen that in a girls' state tournament, but we have in a boys' state tournament back in the 23 basketball tournament, and one of the better games I've watched.
Yep.
Waukee is through.
Waukee advances on the penalty kicks on the other field. Here, Linn-Mar now turning it. Linn-Mar up outside. They get it to Luck. Luck! Unlucky there, and bodies flying all over the place.
Just an excellent save from Pascal. She's only given up 5 goals.
See the replay here. As gets to Luck, fires it, and Pascal just kind of punches that out.
No, just a reaction save where you kind of have to guess away when you start your dive,
yeah.
And she guessed right.
That's the thing, a lot of it you learn in instinct, a lot of it you learn by when do you come out, when do you dive, when do you stay back. Here's a long lob up there, and you can see that one's going to go wide.
Yeah, and when it gets as close as it did, you don't necessarily dive early, but you cheat to a side. You know, you always assume that a shooter is going to go to their far post. And she was correct.
And trying to turn it there, and it'll stay. Is it going to go Linn-Mar or Valley? Valley, yep. Evelyn Rubino will throw it in. Kate Morrill battling for it.
Final score here at the IGHSAU.
And that'll go out to Valley.
Ankeny 2. Waukee 2, Ankeny 1. Please direct your attention to the field for the medal specification. In addition to receiving medals, every player will receive a commemorative soccer ball.
So, free kick back the other way for Linn-Mar. Then you kind of know, too, if you have some experience and played them, which player likes which foot and where they might go with it as a keeper, too, don't you?
Yeah, I think there's definitely, you start to notice tendencies the longer a game goes on and if you've played a team before, but it definitely helps to, I think, instinctually make sure you have your near post covered and can get to your far post if need be.
Now we're seeing this game, I'll say it's a little rough, physical but not rough, I would say. There's a lot of running into each other, pushing heavy for the ball here, isn't there, right now?
Yeah, and I'd say that it's well contested is a phrase that I like to use because these are two teams that know each other. Linn-Mar obviously seeking revenge for last year. So they came in knowing the game was going to be physical, and I think Valley did too, and they're just matching that physicality.
That goes off Valley, and Lillian Pullman down there. She'll throw it in, I believe. Or no, that's Recker. Pullman was involved when it went out. High throw, headed back, and they'll let it go out again. Oh, good throw turn up there by Roberts. Roberts had that partially blocked. She was going to try to turn and get a quick deep shot off, but defender got a foot on it.
And Roberts will see that shot hit the target at some point today. She doesn't have 36 goals for no reason, so always be wary if you are Pascal in the goal net when she is on the ball.
Yeah, that's a lot. So
available to watch online at IGHSAU.org.
Get it started with a short kick out by Pascal. Now up the sideline. Battling for it over there. Kern.
Also want to thank our restaurant partner, Jethro's Barbecue, and their world famous ribs. And
now Linn-Mar turns it back, but stepping right in, Valley. Oh, try to get the through ball, but blocked by the defender. Now on the counter, here comes Linn-Mar back the other way. Lay it outside to Recker. Recker back inside to Hofer. Long shot over the top. Well, you're taking those chances, you don't know. And the wind didn't seem like it pushed that down very much, but the wind has been kind of off and on here.
Yeah, and I think absolutely you want to take those chances. You never know whether that's going to find the right place in the net or even how well the keeper is going to handle that with the conditions today. And I think Linn-Mar did a very good job creating space. Valley's expecting them to go to Roberts. Roberts went array, dragged the defenders down. They found space in Kern, and Kern couldn't hit the target, but that's the kind of plays that are going to find you goals in a game like this.
Here's the Linn-Mar throw. They booted up ahead. And another high one just over the top. And Roberts, you can see she's got a little strength in the leg, doesn't she?
Absolutely.
Man. So that means the Ankeny Centennial Johnston match will be starting over here soon, but it'll be starting a little bit late because of the overtime match.
Winner of that will play the winner of the current match going on. Should
Yep.
be an exciting one on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll have our semifinal set.
Little loose trigger there from Roberts. Probably felt confident, but not a position where you're likely to score from.
But she's what they call in basketball a volume shooter, where you turn and you take it, and you're going to find the net sometime.
Absolutely.
Plus, it keeps that keeper back there on.
And she's found it plenty this season with 36 goals. So.
And battle for a turn, and Pascal. Ooh, that one started the dribble under the arm there, but she gathered again. And again, this wet surface, and I haven't been out there. I don't know if it's spongy or hard in places, but you can see the muddy parts of it as you look through.
It looks pretty spongy and like you'd sink.
And Linn-Mar. Again, oop, that one gets by everybody. Now it's a race to the ball, and a little shove by Tani Schickel for Valley as she got into Recker, and now it'll be a free kick here for Mariska Hagensick, the sophomore.
Just a little physical play from Schickel. Again, nothing malicious that we've seen from anyone in this game, just a very physically contested game.
Yeah, and when you're sprinting hard at that ball, you wonder too with the surface if you can throw on the brakes right away sometimes. But now quick back the other way for Valley. And official says no play.
Say that was a phenomenal tackle by Hannah Friedman. Rodich is such a dangerous attacker that, when you can get the ball, you go for it. But, you're kind of coached there. If you're in a position, it's either ball or player. Make sure you get one, but great job to get the ball.
Yeah, Rodich is their leading scorer with 16 goals on the season. And that'll go out.
I was thinking I could try it. Yeah. We've got him in the car. Yeah. He said it's still steady. Still steady. Yeah, and it's you guys.
Now battle over there, and up the sideline. Cuts it back inside. Now overheaded toward the goal. Goal!
Pinpoint from Abby Roberts on that pass. Could not have been better.
To Aubrey Luck. And let's see the replay here. Oh, and just headed right, yes, exactly where it had to be to get by the keeper.
And I think that's been coming if you're Linn-Mar. You feel like you've created so many opportunities. One's going to find the net.
They've been pushing, and then, what a pass over, and then the header right in there. And Linn-Mar up 1-0 here in the first half. Now Valley, how will they respond? Rubino pushes up ahead. It'll go out to Valley. Lob it to the corner. Run it down, send it over in front of the goal. Kicked out of there by the defender. Now back in play by Valley. Valley coming back over. Falls down. Gets back up. Linn-Mar trying to clear it out on the breakaway the other way, but
big no call there in the box. There was absolutely contact.
Oh, there's the keeper with the hands.
It was in there somewhere. It's been a while, though.
No gloves or anything. What the heck? That one goes out. It'll go back to Valley. Linn-Mar with the early goal here.
I might have woken up Valley. You saw them on the attack earlier. They couldn't find the net, but they're going to keep throwing bodies at that goal mouth.
Yeah, they seemed to be very aggressive to start, and then Linn-Mar came back and we talked about those long shots, and they did score, but they just kept Valley thinking, and they just kept firing at it. Here's a substitution. Rachel Warup coming in for Valley for an IMT insurance substitution. Learn how you can be worry-free at imtims.com.
It's been a very ebb and flow game, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it continue, both teams with spurts of momentum.
Luck takes it to the middle, drops it off. Now back up ahead. And offside, the flag is up. So just a little ahead of the run there.
Definitely a close situation.
Yes, Aubrey Roberts, but they got that counter and they're connecting. They're pushing it up and making Valley get back, aren't they?
That they are, and I think that if you're Linn-Mar, if you can find a second before the break, it'd just be huge because you get yourself an insurance goal. Now, it is said most dangerous lead in soccer is 2-0, but in a game like this, having an insurance goal is unbelievable.
Tried to lob it in there to Rodich, but not there. Now back the other way. Here comes Aubrey Luck again and has it stripped by the defender. Good piece of defending down there by the Tigers. Valley trying to clear it out. Ava Hall sends it up. Rodich dumps it over. Rogers on the run. Now has it taken away. Rogers goes down, and back the other way comes Linn-Mar. Up in the middle. Hofer. Now back. Right side to Luck. They send it back, gets through. And up ahead, Mia Kate Morrow, but the defender right there, Hannah Friedman. There's Luck. Luck gets it into Roberts. And a goal! a wide one. Finds the right corner. Abby Roberts.
Another perfectly placed ball. This time a shot from Roberts.
You can see the replay here. Left footer around the defender.
Just nothing Amanda Pascal can do there. Nothing.
And it's 2-0 Linn-Mar. I had Roberts, I updated, I had her for 38, so that'd be her 39th goal.
Wow.
So she's pushing 40 right here.
She might find it now.
Yeah, the way she keeps firing. The first four were just to find the range, and then that last one was, man, around a defender. But here comes Valley. Out goes to Valley. Valley throws it in down toward the corner. And back up top, Valley knocks it down, keeps it in play. But now back to Linn-Mar. Valley trying to step up and contest a little more for these balls. Oh, they get it. Looking for Rodich, but got by. Now Rodich will chase it.
Valley, we're starting to grow back into this game before that second goal. They're going to need to find something, whether it's a substitution, a goal, or even a save to reignite this fire under the Tigers team. They have to get something. I'm not saying they have to score in this first half, but they have to start creating chances.
About 11 minutes to go here, first half. Yeah, their ultimate would be to have it and get a goal on the board here before the half, but
it's never fun to chase a game, and it's especially never fun to chase one from behind by two. One of the most difficult things you can do is try to come back from two, especially in the second half.
There's Linn-Mar. Now taken by Valley. Up ahead. Looking inside. Rodich is there. Rodich comes back across, but it's cleared out, and that'll be a corner. The first of the day for the Tigers. And brought to you by Channel. All the corners today brought to you by Channel.
It's a big opportunity for Valley. Ball's going to float in the wind. Can you find a head? Can you find, even if that runs to the back post, which I've seen a lot today, if that runs through, where's your second attacker in behind?
And it's headed, and it's going to go wide. Off the head of Mia Kate Worrell. Now Valley sitting out there. Now they take it back up. It's tackled, but Linn-Mar keeps possession. This is what they did before. Outside to Luck. And back up, Linn-Mar sends it in. Another shot, but that time off the back of the defender, but it'll be a corner as Abby Roberts keeping firing here. And
you could hear the redirect there, and just some venom in that right foot of hers.
And a Channel corner once again. And I can't even see who's going to take it over there. But here we go. Swinging to the outside, just over the head. Now Valley trying to push it up quickly. Linn-Mar comes in though, turns it back. Well, it just seems like Linn-Mar's getting to those balls quickly, aren't they?
Absolutely.
There's a lot of confidence right now.
They're keeping Valley tucked in their own half, which, if you're the Tigers trying to come back, is the wrong end of the field.
Recker sends it up. Now back. Here's Rogers. Rogers shoots it down. Rodich trying to get it. And they'll send it out. And in for Valley is Summer Schickel. Summer Schickel. Oh, that just gets by. Schickel. Touched by Valley, coming back. Taking it down. And just a little too deep there. Can't get it across back through.
I'd like to see some creativeness from the Tigers in that final third. They've gotten down there plenty. And earlier in the game, it was get out wide and play something in. But Linn-Mar's very clearly keyed in on that. They know it's going to come. I think Valley, if you're here, you try to start maybe working through the middle more and forcing Linn-Mar to adapt their defense.
There's Rogers. Rogers taking it over, right side. Now going to try to cut it back. Send it toward the goal. Off the head of a Linn-Mar player. Still out in front of the goal. They haven't cleared it yet. Now out wide again. They send it back in. Ava Hall tried to drop it into Rodich. Rodich fires across and misses just wide.
You know, Rodich might not have found the target there, but that's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, they set her up, didn't they?
They think you're going outside. You play it right back into the middle. Rodich with a good turn, and there's no one there to defend because all your defenders started to move outside.
They're moving
the
wrong way. Yep. They set it up nicely, but just off by a little bit there. Come out to Luck. Luck takes it up. Gets by Schoen. Now sends it back to the middle. Linn-Mar. Right on up. Keep going is Hofer. She'll run it down again. Now back to Luck. Luck cuts it back. Now fires. Inside. Roberts. Now Luck again. Valley gets it away, and then they'll keep it here when it goes out. Kept alive by Friedman. Friedman back inside to Pullman. That'll go out. Valley. Throw in down the line. Rogers takes the touch, drops it back. And wisely, Maya Recker lets it go out. And we'll have a substitution here. Sophia Romero coming back in for an IMT insurance substitution.
Number 23, Sophia Romero.
All right, now you can just see the confidence and the smiles in the faces of Linn-Mar right now, can't you? They're just continuing to press.
And they set the tone early, just like I talked about in the open. They set the tone and they've stuck with it, and now it's Valley's job to come back. Now it's Valley's job to find momentum. Linn-Mar can't necessarily coast, but they're in the perfect position.
What? It's going to go out for a corner for Linn-Mar.
Just about 3 minutes left to play in this first half.
Corner is brought to you by Channel. Learn more at channel.com. That one in there, rattles around.
Looks like that might have hit the post off the deflection.
Oh, did it? And that one's long and out.
And we've seen out just how much that ball towards the back post can be effective already in this game on the Abby Roberts goal.
Valley up ahead looking for Rogers, gets over her head. Now they'll turn it. Kern fires it clear across the field. And another corner. Fourth corner here for Linn-Mar. About 2 minutes to play, first half. And they're threatening again here with another set piece. It's Luck over there, Aubrey Luck. Outswinger. Recker chips it back inside. Still bounced around. Valley hasn't cleared it yet. Now still a battle for it. And it goes out to Linn-Mar.
Not the greatest service there from Luck, but Roberts did really well to come back and prevent Valley from going on the counterattack. Keep that ball in the final third.
Yeah, you had everybody kind of back. It was a chance for Valley to, boom, make the big counter, but you're right. They just shut it down. There's the throw in. And the kick wide as we're winding down here in the first half. 30 seconds to go. Valley trailing 2-0 as the half winds down. Up ahead, but nobody over there for Valley. Linn-Mar will send it back the other way.
Nearly at time.
Yeah, Rogers over there, and there it is. There's the whistle for the half. Valley leads 2-0 here, or trails 2-0. Linn-Mar leads 2-0, I should say. Well, I'll get it straight here. We're going to take a break. You're watching the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. And that old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
It's Frank. Frank. Mr. Frank. I just want you to know, I think you're the best ever.
In your neighborhood. there's a place so good. It's so nice to be at a store meant for me. The feeling of family, you have to agree.
Wow, thanks, Fairy Frank.
Welcome to Fairway, your fairy family.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
We're here at the Lead Recreation Center at Iowa State in Ames for the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Darn Daniels and Tom Campbell. Kind of a tale of two teams right now with Linn-Mar leading, Tom, and kind of listening to them right over next to us. I heard him say, hey, we haven't been in this position leading at state before, but we have another half to go. And that's their talk there, and they know they can't let up the things that they did good in the first half.
Yeah, and I think this is absolutely a position to grow if you're Linn-Mar, having not been here before. We knew they came into this game with a chip on their shoulder because of last year's loss at Valley. We knew that they were going to play hard in the first half, and they did, and it led them to 2 goals. I think the key now is not letting the intensity drop, but also playing smart. Sometimes you can't get as far deep into the opposing half as you'd like to, especially going against the wind now. If you're caught in behind with the wind coming against you, that's how teams score on the counter. It happened to Valley. So you have to keep the intensity, but you have to play a little more conservative and a little smarter to make sure that you see out the entire 40 minutes.
So now, then on the other side, Rob Chapman, he's got him out there huddled up. What's he saying?
I think if you're the coach in this position saying, hey, wasn't a great half, we know that. We also know what kind of team we are. We know how to score goals. We know how to win in this position because we've been here before. We did last year. So can we turn that switch on? Can we turn it on immediately? We can't let it take 5-10 minutes. It has to be instantly. The second that whistle is blown, we're on top of it, and we're attacking. And we get the win now. You can't use that as a crutch, but it is an absolute advantage in a game like this to know you have the win. Some of those long balls that you're playing over the top, they might get through now. Some of those crosses might go a little closer to the goal mouth, and some of them might even end up in the back of the net because that's where the wind's pushing. So I think if you're Coach Chapman, you're telling them, hey, not a great half, we know it, but we also know what to do.
We've
been here before.
Like you mentioned
it
earlier,
just has to be instant.
Earlier in that half, they were, you said you'd like to see them set things up a little more, and then they did. They came down and they did that. They got across the goal a little bit, just a bit wide, but, those are the things they got to do to get back into it here.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is varying how well they attack. You go outside sometimes and you go inside other times. So far, they've been so one-dimensional, and we go out wide and we play it in. The one time there where they kind of mixed it up, they had a shot on target, and it might have just drifted wide of actually going in the net, but it was their best opportunity of the day, and the only way they're going to get more opportunities like that is by varying the way that they play this game.
A little defensively, too. They got a fair way just to slow that counter down a bit from Linn-Mar, don't they?
Yeah, I think absolutely. Linn-Mar's been very good on the counter. They clearly know how to play it, and it's the style that they like to play. I think if you're Valley with the wind in that half, that will absolutely help slow down the counter because those balls over the top, they kind of become impossible.
All right, we're at halftime here at the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. We'll take a break and be back with more here on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, President of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
And I'm Erin Gerlich, Executive Director of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We'd like to thank you for joining us for the Girls State Soccer Tournament.
The Iowa Farm Bureau knows that strong, vibrant schools are the cornerstone of our communities. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and this amazing state tournament. This tournament not only showcases Iowa's elite teams, but the athletes competing here today are among our nation's best and brightest. And Iowa's farmers are among the nation's most productive. Our partnership with the Girls Union gives us the opportunity to recognize both, all while supporting and lifting up the Iowa girl.
With the help of the Iowa Farm Bureau, we celebrate students' efforts not only on the field, but in the classroom as well. The Iowa Farm Bureau is committed to your success and supports our organization and the Iowa Girl. Through millions of dollars they provide in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence.
As Iowans, we have a lot to be proud of. Whether you're a student competing here today or a fan tuning in, we all play an important role in making our state great. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau
and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union,
congratulations to your school on a terrific season, and good luck in the tournament games.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/wecare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. And that old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe it. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Here at the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. We're at halftime here. Halftime just about over. Linn-Mar up 2-0 here in this quarterfinal over West Des Moines Valley. Linn-Mar to the number 7 seed. Valley the number 2 seed. Linn-Mar looking to avenge a 2-0 loss in the quarterfinals last year. And as you look out there, look at Aubrey Luck, mud all down her back, and she's just been in the mud, putting the ball all around today. That kind of tells a little bit of the story of the first half here.
Yeah, and I think Luck was a phenomenal player in the first half. She was creating chances. She scored a goal of her own, and she was kind of everywhere for the Lions.
Well, Linn-Mar will kick it off here. Valley has some work to do to get back in this one. And Valley coming up quick, trying to attack and get the ball back right away. Putting a lot of pressure on early. And Kern gets it outside. Now back over to Roberts. Abby Roberts with one of the goals. Aubrey Luck with the other. And this
Valley, a lot of early pressure, but it's very uncontrolled pressure. You're chasing the game, but you don't necessarily need to chase the ball. I think that Valley...
Well, now they came in and they switched.
Interesting switch, but...
Linn-Mar was going to go. Go ahead. Yeah.
Valley needs to stay controlled in their pressure, because if you just run blindly down the field, that's how teams are going to... They're going to cut you up to pieces, and they're going to get in behind and score that third.
Stone drops it back. Over to Costello. Costello taking it down the left sideline. Cuts it back to the middle in there, looking for Rogers. And that will be a corner. Right away, out of the gate, start the second half. A corner for Valley.
And over here, most players at this level, right-footed, this is where you're going to see a strong in-swinger with this wind. Very dangerous and very good opportunity for the Valley Tigers.
Brought to you by Channel. Channel Seed is here to help farmers like you up your game. Here's the kick coming in, rattles around and cleared out of there. Learn more at channel.com. Now Valley bumps it back the other way. And trying to run it down, and what did he call? Did he call a corner? Oh, okay, so it went out. I was waiting to see another corner.
Hard to see the lines.
Yeah.
From field level.
And so the second channel corner here for Valley. This one goes awry right away. And she knew it. Sometimes she just mishit them. So Paisley Barker, the keeper, ready to send it out. Hear the train going by behind us. Reminds me when I was in Ames, worked for 6 years and we did baseball. I used to have Brookside Park over here, and the train would go right by behind you while you're doing baseball. Great sound of the summer doing high school baseball, have the train go by. But anyway, back to soccer.
Back when we were at County, and I played there for years.
Oh,
You'd always have the train come
those
through.
trains coming through too, yeah. A little closer than they are here. You can hear it in the background.
A little closer.
Here, but yeah. Now here's Valley. Up ahead. Rodich turns. Fires over and out.
Valley are getting forward better. They're finding that ball in behind. They just need more runners and support there, which should come, but they don't have a lot of time.
Up ahead, right into Baker. I'm going to say this, I think if Valley gets a goal, it's going to put a lot of pressure on Linn-Mar. It makes it a whole different game, especially if they get it here early. You know?
Oh, absolutely. And I think, the reason a 2-0 lead is described as the most dangerous is it only takes one to grab a foot back in the game.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're off and running.
And then the team that had the 2-0 is now a little more defensive, trying to hold a little better.
And sometimes even that team that was winning, they panic. They say, oh, we gave up a goal, we have to lock it down, and that lock it down turns into too conservative play, and when that happens, you just sustain pressure, and when you sustain pressure, eventually one's going to find the target.
Into Pascal, who booms it up ahead, but knocked down by Linn-Mar. Linn-Mar trying to turn it. Now back, Valley trying to bring it back. And Kern sends it back the other way for Linn-Mar. And that'll be a Linn-Mar throw. Valley's put a lot of pressure on early here. No goal, but now Linn-Mar back in their own half, getting the final third here. Back toward the middle, bounce it around there and sent out by the Tigers. And Rogers sends it out. It'll go to Linn-Mar, a throw. Dump it back, now back up ahead for Linn-Mar. Here's Valley. Oh, tried to go outside, maybe a little too much. You're thinking on the run. Good job. Carly Sword got to it first for Linn-Mar. Now the Tigers trying to turn it back around, and they'll just clear it out of there. And when you're leading, the more time you spend on your end, whether you score or not, is good. It burns that clock up.
Yeah, and what Linn-Mar is doing is they're not necessarily trying to force anything towards the net right now, but they know that in keeping the ball down here, Valley obviously can't score, and they're not killing time necessarily on purpose, but what they are doing does end up eating away a lot of the time Valley has to score.
Rodich sends it deep. Stone trying to run it down. Stone over to the middle. back in and into the defenders, and then Stone collides. She goes down. Taken back over outside by Valley, over to Rogers. Rogers trying to get by that last defender and cut it back in. Now she goes down. They're both down, both still battling for the ball. Rogers pokes it through, and it goes out for a goal kick.
Great defensive effort there on the far side to just continue to battle that.
It's kind of hard to judge the depth over there from right here when it goes out.
Hard to see how close they are to the end line or the corner, but I think that one was right around the corner of the box.
Yeah.
And if Valley wins that away, that's a shooting opportunity.
Back over Linn-Mar. Coach over here just pacing and giving instructions, and Hannah Clark. And that will go out on the far side.
If you're Hannah Clark, the remainder of this half cannot go by quick enough when you have this 2-goal lead.
For Valley, it will seem like it's going too fast for them. It seems like it's going too slow for Linn-Mar. Aubrey Luck in the 16th minute with the first goal, and then Abby Roberts in the 12th minute with the second goal there in the first half. Now back the other way, Linn-Mar. Cutting through the defender, still going. Up the other way, but nobody there for the Tigers.
Valley did well early in this half to get down the field and create chances, but Linn-Mar's settled in and to their defensive positions exactly where they want to be. Valley's going to have to switch things up and kind of be more dynamic in the attack to try to create those chances again.
That'll go out to Valley. Kayla Schoen will throw it in on the far side. And that'll back out to Valley again as they work it up the field. And looks like we'll have a substitution, IMT insured substitution. Summer Shako coming in. For Valley, and out comes Nora Fogarty. Moved up ahead.
Just need to find a chance. That's all Valley has to do.
There's a throw. Rodich trying to turn it. Rodich goes down now. Battling in there. And that'll stay with Valley as Stone came in, a little hip check. Now headed up. Rogers can't get to it before it goes out. Good idea, directed toward the goal.
Just have to try to find something on target. Valley been unable to do that so far tonight.
This one coming in, and it'll go out in front of the camera, not at the camera. Costello throws it in up over the head. Rodich now, nice little drop back. Now up the line. On the run, Valley. Taken by Roberts. And into the corner there. Valley clears it out and it goes out.
Roberts doing well to force Valley back into their own defensive area.
The corners are kind of our blind spot where we're at here because of all the tents. And now, here's Valley. Gonna try to turn and burn. Here we go. And there's the foul called. A little too much body in on that.
Big opportunity here for the Tigers. They'll just play quick.
Right outside, Eleanor Stone. Stone now cuts it out to one to the left, down the touchline, going to try to come back in. Knocked down. Costello trying to keep it in. And then sent out by Hofer.
I really do think Rob Chapman needs to change his offensive strategy. He's tried to go outside and cut it back in several times tonight, has really not found any real opportunities when he's done that.
Roberts comes up, gets a foot on it, but Valley keeps it alive, dumps it up ahead, and that's going to go out for a goal kick. It just seems like they've closed pretty good on that, haven't they, Linn-Mar?
Yeah, it's been those outside backs and even the support of the center back coming out, drifting outside, saying, if we can just cut off the cross, then I don't even need to be in the center to watch that runner. And that's what they've done all night.
Now Linn-Mar back the other way on the run. And turnabout's fair play here. Had the foul going the other way, now the foul going this way, and it'll be Linn-Mar free kick.
Big tackle there, and I think the Valley player was pretty convinced that she got the ball.
Yeah. That one headed back, and that makes it all the way to Pascal, not with a lot of heat on it, but good direction off the header. Now headed back the other way. Drop back. Here comes Sorg. Roberts, or Kern, excuse me. Valley's getting up ahead, but there's nobody there right now.
And I think that they're just kind of hoofing it down the field.
And substitution for Valley. Tani Scheichel will come in.
Needs to be more intent with their passes, more build-up play than simply just kick it long and see who can run onto it.
Turn around now outside. Goes Morrill.
Ellie Sorg's been on that outside ball the entire night. They continue to test her, and she continues to meet that test.
Rodich. They got her the ball late in the first half, but haven't been able to get the ball to her very much inside yet. And that one, Roberts. Mad, she just mishit that a little bit. Now this one, lobbed up, and it'll go out to Valley. 24 minutes to go, not halfway through the second half yet. So far, Linn-Mar meeting the challenge right now.
Absolutely, you know, coming in as the underseeded team in this game, I think they always knew they'd have a chip on their shoulder, and when they saw that it was going to be Valley they played, I think that grew exponentially.
Pascal has to come out, clear that out of there. And gonna have a free kick over there. Wasn't an offside because he didn't have the arm up, but
if it still says that.
Nearly halfway through this half, I believe.
Yep.
And Valley unable to find that first leg back in.
Moving down the field here. And Schoen will throw it in on the far side. And it'll go back out to Valley. Gets it in there, Scheiko. Now back out. And over now, Linn-Mar trying to clear it back out again. And there's a handball.
Linn-Mar continuing to sustain pressure. And they're doing better, admittedly, than I thought they would. I think when you ask a team to sustain pressure for 40 minutes, usually they let up one about halfway through that 40 and allow a team back in, but they've done very well so far.
Yeah, and especially at the start of the half, that team that's down always comes out, puts the big push on them. Valley tried, but yeah, they held it off there, and then you're right, they just sustained it here so far.
Yeah, and I think you talk about that early. Within the first 5 is what generally coaches will tell you when sustaining pressure is don't let them get one in the first 5. Don't let them put their foot back into it immediately. And Linn-Mar did a great job containing that. And since then, I'd say they've been the better and even at points more attacking team than Valley.
Yeah. There we go again. Turn around. Goal! A deep one.
Absolute dagger from Abby Roberts.
Roberts once again. Goal number 40 on the season. The second tonight. Here we go. You just think she's out there going to turn and dump it in and then just rocket fire into the top.
Almost perfect. Just pinpoint into that top left corner. Nothing Pascal could have done about it. And Linn-Mar has just turned what is a incredibly difficult task for Valley into an almost impossible task. Yep. Come back from 3 down with just about 20 minutes left.
I go back to the first half when Roberts was firing all those and they're going high and going wide, and then she found the range on one and boom. Was she one that made the pass over for the header too?
She was.
She made the assist on the first goal and then has gotten the next 2. So here we go. Linn-Mar attacking again. Pascal that time goes up. High points it and brings it down. And that goes into the table. Here's Carly Sword. She's going to clean the ball off with her shirt and so she gets a good grip to throw it in.
We've seen a few throw-ins where they just try to launch them and they end up going 3 feet.
Yeah, the wet ball, especially earlier. Valley looking for anything, any way to get the ball in the net. Try to claw back in.
They have to find one soon, arguably within the next 5 if they want a chance.
Boom back the other way again. Linn-Mar now turned by the Tigers. Rodich was trying to get up there, get to it. And down they go, but they keep playing.
It's like they just got their feet tangled up.
Both got wrapped around and referee says keep going.
Oh. They talk about the Rose Bowl as some of the most scenic.
I was just thinking, look at that purple.
Skylines in sports,
Yeah.
but a beautiful sunset behind the field.
A purple kind of ring over there, over behind the lead center. And not to jinx it, but the rain has been away for a while.
It is held off. I think it's supposed to come back right around 9 o'clock, so
is it?
Maybe we'll be gone by then, but.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see what shape the fields are in then for Thursday.
Absolutely.
You know, but if you give them a day of drying maybe and stuff.
Day of drying, probably a day where no one's out here, and they kind of just don't get much use, but I think even that they're going to be pretty beat up.
You know, County was the same way. At any field where you get that much rain on it at once, we had a few of those times where in County, where both the boys and girls tournaments were being used there, that really got a lot of use on it. So there were times there when the grass was an issue. Turn back in. Roberts cuts it back in. I got to say, Roberts, for as tall as she is, and just her footwork and her balance and everything is just so good, and that's why she scores so much, seems like.
Yeah, she's such a balanced player. She's got speed, she's got the strength, but technically she is so sound that it takes a lot to get past her, and even it takes a lot to stop her as she's coming at you.
Ball almost got by for a minute there, but Linn-Mar recovers. And now up the sideline and out, it'll go to Valley, and Lillian Pullman ready to check in here for Linn-Mar. We know the title won't be going all the way east to Bettendorf again, as they got knocked off today, but Linn-Mar would like to keep it a little on the east side over there, over near Cedar Rapids.
And I think when you are a team from out east, knocking off a CIML team is such a good feeling with what has really just been the consolidation of titles in the CIML across all sports within this state.
Yeah, the concentration of the school and the size, you're right. Lob up in there, trying to get something going. And Linn-Mar just comes up again and knocks it clean. Throw in, Valley. Well, they were looking in there for Rodich. Now goes into the keeper, right in there. Rodich gets up slowly, and they good sportsmanship. They slapped hands. They both got tangled up, go down, and got up and said, hey, you know, good play.
Yeah, and it's been a physical game, and I think they know that. And I think that nobody's out to get each other here. They're very competitive, and within the field of competition, you see a lot of competitive people, and you see a lot of people with the will to win, and sometimes getting dirty and getting physical is part of that.
Wow, that purple sky is something, isn't it? Now back over. Linn-Mar sends it across. Valley up ahead. No. Try to go up the sideline, but Linn-Mar will knock it out. Slow them for the moment. Valley wants to get a sub in here when they can. And Linn-Mar knocks it out again. Now they'll get the sub in, and as will Linn-Mar. Eleanor Stone will go in, and they're going to make Oh yeah, Aldrea Kern will come in. I thought he told her to wait, but now he's letting her go in.
Valley running out of time. The longer you chase a game, the harder it gets, and the less energy you have if you do find that first or even second goal to now go and get a third.
Valley possess it, turn it now. Linn-Mar. Scrum over there. I've seen him turn quickly, but it is a tough thing. Sometimes, like we talked about, you get that momentum, but right now, Linn-Mar just is not letting anything come easy here for Valley at all.
And I think when you turn, it's even more difficult because you're on this slick grass. When you try to turn on the ball can slip out from under you. You can lose your own footing. So even just that little bit of cut and that little bit of dig and that grass could slide out.
Valley knocks it down. Kate Morrow in there. Scheichel. Taken away by Holfer. Up ahead, Roberts heading toward the left side. They send it to the corner. Roberts on the run. Can she get there? The defender's back, though, and sends it back up the other way for the Tigers. They'll drop it back to Baker, the keeper. Kate Morrill up ahead. Trying to send it through and then knocked away again by the defender and heading over this way. Goes out about the midline. Down the line, taken away by Romero. Kept alive, Linn-Mar. Still keep it alive along the touchline, comes up, back into the middle. Roberts looking for an opening, fires high.
That's position A if you're Abby Roberts, just unable to hit the target. But even shots like that, they're just dense in the morale of Valley at this point.
Yeah, you're right.
Knowing that they absolutely cannot give up another goal.
Because you're sitting there holding your breath as she shifted it to her right, then back to her left and pulled the trigger and just, yeah.
And she's shown she can play with both feet, so it never gets much easier.
Coming down close to 10 minutes to go here. That went in to Pascal. And a Valley player down.
Little slip on this wet grass.
I think she kind of got into the foot a little bit too on the kick. That's Ava Hall. She's back up now. Here's the kick for Valley. Once again, Linn-Mar right there.
Not a lot of time left. Linn-Mar just has to see out the game. Johnston has just taken the lead over Ankeny Centennial behind us.
The one thing, too, about this competitiveness, in this larger class, you don't see the long runs of titles like you see. Not to take anything away from those, but it just is so competitive that you don't see a team run off 3 or 4, in a row very often here in soccer, if at all.
And I do think that it has to do with the schools centered around the larger towns in Iowa. You're going to find bigger soccer clubs that play in more competitive leagues. And you do just have that larger player base for players to compete against as they're growing up in the ranks. And with that larger player base, you always have the will to beat and be better than whoever's next to you, and that creates better soccer players.
More players to choose from, and there's the push. It'll be a foul. Valley will try to set it up and get it started quick. And that goes into the back of a Linn-Mar player. You got to know Linn-Mar, they talked about it when they saw the draw and said, oh, well, they knocked us out. We're going to come back. We can do this. They're the number 2 seed, but doesn't matter. And so far tonight, they've done everything they've had to do.
And I think if you're Linn-Mar, you say, well, sure, they only have a few losses on the season. Let's give them one more.
And that'll go back to Valley.
Done. Power down like we always do. Don't disconnect anything yet. Hey, it's back up.
I didn't touch it.
I know. You're probably ready for water. Well, Dar's magic. Then I'll get them.
Big shove there.
Oh, yeah. And that
stop it.
is going to draw a card. And she knows immediately. And just the frustration coming out.
And when you're chasing a game and haven't really found any foothold this late into a game, and even haven't found a foothold across the entire 74 we've played so far, it gets frustrating. And as an attacker who's scored a lot, being unable to find anything is maybe the most frustrating thing in the game.
And you've led the team scoring this year, and you just haven't been able to do that. It falls on your shoulders when you are that leader. You want to do something, and the frustration builds.
Centennial has leveled 1-1 with 35 minutes left to play.
Some of these girls could so where it was going.
There's another tumble
Foul
again,
there.
and this time it'll go back to Linn-Mar.
Another very frustrating foul if you're Valley, feeling that you're getting forward. Maybe you can go grab one, but
And okay, so I'll be over there on Thursday. I thought I was back here, but I'll be over there.
Yep.
That means I got to look up the other teams, and although I've had Centennial, I haven't done Johnston, but
a little collision
there's
there.
another. Oh man,
Clock will stop.
And
up and moving, just
pops up. Yeah, a little head-to-head there. Edenhofer.
Bang, bang play. You never like to see, but very much a part of the game.
Well, and there was a lot of talk, and they worked a lot on the concussion part of soccer, and I think that's improved it quite a bit.
And a lot of that has started at the younger age groups. You're not allowed to even use headers until you are into U12.
Yeah. I used to referee a lot of youth soccer, and then it was you had to remind the kids something, because they see the older kids and want to get out there and do that, but in games, then you had to tell them, U11 and under, no, you can't do that.
You can't,
that's
you
a
can't
good
do
thing.
that.
'Cause
and the big thing was in practice where, it's just constantly, you throw a ball up, they hit it.
Hit it, yeah.
Been a good change made in the game.
Well, I didn't play soccer, but I had a hard enough head that it probably wouldn't have mattered for me, people would say, but Now down the line, and it's going to slide out. Roberts guarding it there in. Here comes Romero. Approaching just under 4 minutes to play. Smiles on everybody that comes out of the game. There's down the line. And couldn't quite see what happened.
Not quite the lead for Linn-Mar yet that you want to start subbing out big rotations and letting your starters rest, just with how potent of a scoring team Valley can be.
Oh, that's across Pascal right to her, though. I think she's been doing a little bit here and there, getting some of the other players that may not play quite as often in, and now another foul. 3:30 to play. Is that what he said, 3 or 2?
3:30, I believe. Our clock just a little ahead.
Yeah. As he said, we can't normally have a camera on the main scoreboard clock, but with the rain set everything off a little bit. There's a header up, and just a nice play by Paisley Baker on that one.
Yeah, Baker does great tracking that through the lights, and even a little bit of a haze set in across.
Yeah, because
the
it is.
field.
Like you look over there at that concession stand, those lights kind of get in your eyes a little bit at this, the way things are. But then looking straight up. Now back. Rattling in, and there's Baker again. Valley, several seniors will graduate on this team, but several players will be back. I'm sure make another run. That one just off the fingertips, and saved by Pascal, or by Paisley Baker, rather. Can we see that again, Randy?
Just an unbelievable pair of saves.
Up there, rolling around. Got a little help defensively. Who was that? That was 4. That was Marissa Hagensick helping out in there. Now over to the corner. Into the darkness over there in that corner with the haze tonight.
And that corner over there it's exactly where Linn-Mar wants to be. You take some time off the clock, you go over there, you kill the game out. Only a minute left. Probably impossible for Valley to score 3 goals in a minute. Keyword probably. Seen crazier things. But if you're Linn-Mar, just see the game out. Make sure none of your players get hurt or injured. And move yourself on to the 3A semifinal.
Go back the other way. Yep, and that will be 5:15 Thursday on field 2. Valley with the touch. Lobs it up there. And Paisley Baker again.
Baker trapped that against the crossbar, it looked like. Great job to get up for it.
Down the line. Roberts is just going to take it down there and
try to kill the game
burn
out.
A little time. No turning and firing here. Just, yep. And it's going to be a little revenge from last year where Linn-Mar lost 2-0 to Valley in the quarterfinals as the clock runs out, and they'll get the 3-0 win here tonight. Aubrey Luck off the assist from Roberts, and then Roberts 2 monster blasts into the net to give Linn-Mar the 3-0 lead. You see the celebration there, and then in a minute we'll have the trophy presentation, and then they'll advance the bracket.
Just the joy of victory and the joy of redemption for the Lions.
And just know, you know, the coach told them, hey, yeah, we could do it. And then they said at halftime, we got a half to play. And they just kept going. And they know they beat a really good team, too, you know.
Absolutely. A massive, massive upset. Valley only 2 losses before this at Dallas Center Grimes, who the defending 2A champion, and then versus Walking Northwest, who's the 1 seed.
1 seed who won today, yep. And we'll see Valley get their trophy. And
ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the field for the awards presentation. In addition to receiving medals, every player will receive a commemorative soccer ball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards on behalf of the IGHSAU are Aaron Gurlick and Gary Ross. Congratulations to head coach Rob Chapman and the Tigers from West Des Moines on an outstanding 2025 soccer season.
there's not as much excitement to get that quarterfinal trophy, but down the road, you talk about it, and you'll talk about how you played on that rainy day and you made it to state and you had a good game. You know, it'll get better through the years.
Yeah, it's never fun. It's a very, very stinging feeling, especially for those seniors who just ended their career.
And then here's the fun one here when you get to advance the bracket.
Lions fans losing advantage to the Class 3A semifinal, where they will face either Ankeny Centennial or Johnston on Thursday at 5:15 on field number 2.
All right, well, relatively rain-free game. We didn't have any, did we? Or really not a lot here.
Unless it's starting again now. I don't think we had any.
No. So a good night, a good finish here as Linn-Mar advances, knocking off number 2 Valley, 3-0 here. Thanks to Randy on the controls. Thank you, Tom Campbell, for sitting in. I'm Dar Danielson. And that's going to wrap it up for the action here tonight at the Girls State Soccer Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.